Hey everyone, it's Jamie Hering with the Hering Homes team at Coldwell Banker Realty, a Chicago realtor. And today we're going to talk about the easiest, cheapest, and honestly most overlooked way to make your home look better online and in person. And here's the truth. Staging is usually not about buying a bunch of new furniture. It's mostly about editing, removing things, simplifying spaces, making rooms feel bigger, cleaner, brighter, and easier for buyers to picture themselves living in. Because buyers today, they are almost exclusively shopping online first. And if your house looks cluttered in photos, buyers mentally register it as smaller, darker, more outdated, and less maintained. So today we're going room by room through the house, talking about the simple things you should remove, hide, organize, or tweak before photos and showings. And honestly, some of these are almost stupidly easy. So let's start outside. Before buyers ever walk through your front door, they're already judging the house. That sounds harsh, but it's true. So first, get rid of all visual clutter. Move extra cars out of the driveway, hide the trash cans, put away hoses, toys. If you have a ton of bird feeders, I'm a bird nerd, they gotta decrease. Hide the sports equipment in random buckets. And look at your front door. It's usually a spiderweb magnet. Clear out all those spider webs. Because when the realtor is opening that key lockbox, these are the buyers. And they're looking to see if it's dirty, if there's spider webs, does it need to be power washed? You should cut your grass. A fresh mow, a fresh mulch looks great. In the backyard, if you have a patio table, open up the umbrella. It'll make the space seem more inviting. Also remove your grill covers for photos because a giant black wrinkled, probably faded cover does not look great. Okay, inside, your entryway should feel opening and welcoming, not like a storage locker. So this means in your foyer, no piles of shoes, no backpacks, no coats hanging everywhere in the back of closets, no Amazon boxes stacked by the front door. Guilty. When buyers walk in, they need breathing room. A simple console table, a mirror, maybe a plant. Greenery is a key to any stager. Less is more in the foyer. Okay, let's move on to the dining room. Dining rooms are a place people overdo it for sure. So you don't need fancy place settings at each spot. You don't need holiday decor or a giant floral centerpiece exploding off the table. In fact, please skip the china display setup. Simple is better. So what photographs best? Usually, the chairs are neatly tucked in but not shoved against the table. You want a little breathing room. You want a centerpiece or a vase or a bowl, and no tablecloths if possible. Tablecloths tend to visually chop up the room and can make the space feel dated. And then look at your china cabinet. A lot of times that's where you shove the wine glasses, you shove the things. There's lots of random, stuff in a wine cabinet. So you want to make sure that it's organized and clean. A lot of those things can get tucked away before we take photos. So this is the big one, the kitchen. Kitchens and bathrooms sell houses. And the number one rule, you need to clear the countertops. Seriously, the more countertop space the buyers see, the bigger and more luxurious the kitchen feels. So remove those knife blocks, the air fryers, mixers, mail piles, vitamins, paper towels, dish racks, and random chargers. We usually recommend you can leave out one appliance. A lot of time it's the coffee maker. Coffee is for closers, right? So that's it. So you need to tuck away your soaps, your sponges, remove those throw rugs or fatigue mats, clear your refrigerator magnets, and hide the pet bowls if possible, especially for the photos. And if your sink is full of dishes, automatic no. Buyers will feel like it's so gross to see that. If they feel the clutter. So then wipe down the front of your cabinets, your appliances before the photos. All of that can look like real icky. Surprisingly, buyers will associate clean surfaces with a well-maintained home. So this matters more than people realize. All right, let's move on to the heart of the home. Maybe it's the kitchen. It's probably the family room too. So family rooms or living rooms need to feel comfortable and uncluttered. But you need to fluff the pillows, fold the blankets. You don't need a pile of throw blankets on the floor. Just tuck them away. Straighten everything. Hide the remotes. Take away all those family school photos. If you have a fireplace, that's a great focal point, and it usually photographs really well. But it doesn't when there's lots of school photos up there, so stick to one strong statement piece instead of a bunch of little things. So a large modern artwork over the fireplace, great. A wall packed with tiny frames and school photos, visually it's way too cluttered. And people like to look at things and then they're looking at your photos and not your house. So when you have heavily personalized spaces, it makes it harder for buyers to move in and to mentally move into the home. They just see your family and your things, and they're not picturing their own family and their own things. So pull back on the personal stuff throughout the house. Really pre-pack. Pre-pack as much as you can. Remember, you are decorating for the internet right now, not everyday life. Let's move to the bedroom. So your bedroom needs to feel calm, clean, and spacious. Every bed in the room, kids' beds, adult beds, needs to be made neatly. Not just the duvet thrown down. It should be hotel level neat. And while you're at it, your bedding should be coordinated. Mismatched pillowcases and throws, they don't photograph well. They actually photograph very poorly. So this might be the time to go buy that bed in a bag just to give a clean look. Keep the patterns minimal, solids look best. Then clear off the tops of your dressers and nightstands as much as possible. Remove jewelry boxes, charging cables, medications, loose papers, laundry baskets, and for kids' rooms, try to pare down the stuffed animals as much as possible. The smaller the room, the more decluttering matters. If you have oversized furniture in your bedroom, sometimes we ask you to pull out a piece of furniture just to make the room breathe better and have more space. The space equals a higher selling price. Okay, bathrooms are another huge editing zone. And honestly, buyers do not need to see your shower products. Especially for the day of photos, remove shampoo, conditioners, loofahs, toothbrushes, toilet bowl cleaners, garbage cans, scales, and bath mats. Yes, even the bath mats, because every time you have a rug on the floor, the eye naturally stops and the room looks smaller. Put out fresh towels, like fresh solid colored towels. White towels look great. And you're gonna close the toilet lids. It just photographs better. It's kind of gross. Look at your caulk and your grout. If it's discolored or moldy or mildewy, you probably want to re-caulk that. There's companies that can do it for you. That's a very high impact thing. A tube of caulk costs a few dollars, and there's good tips on YouTube that you can watch to make it really easy. So that's the difference between a bathroom that looks fresh versus one that looks neglected. Bathrooms should feel clean, fresh, bright, almost spa-like. Not like someone just got ready in there 5 minutes ago. Now we have the home office. This is like the post-COVID thing. So this is more important now, and buyers are really looking for a space, especially if they work from home. So if you have a dedicated home office and it looks like a crazy person lives there, you have to clean it up. There cannot be tangled cables everywhere, stacks of paperwork, sticky notes covering the monitor, random boxes shoved in a corner. So you need to clean it up. Like this part you see behind me is very tidy. Maybe if I turn the camera around, it's not gonna look as good. But if I was selling my house, it's gonna look freaking amazing. So have a simple lamp, maybe some greenery. Once I said greenery is very important. Your goal is to make the space look functional and not chaotic. Buyers wanna think, okay, I could work from here every day, I could not imagine spending 8 hours in this room. All right, now let's talk about pets. We love our pets. I have a dog, I have cats. I've had plenty of lizards in my kids' lifetime. But here's the thing, not every person is a pet person. And the buyers who are pet people do not want to walk into a home and immediately smell it or be reminded of it. So before photos and showings, you want to remove the pet beds, the crates if possible, put away the food and water bowls, clean up or hide the litter boxes. They should not be in a main living space. And then pick up the backyard. No one wants to step in dog poop, okay? Pet odor is one of the biggest complaints I think that buyers make. So my job as a realtor is to say, I smell cat or I smell dog. So wash your pet bedding, air out the house, maybe consider a light neutral pet friendly air freshener. Febreze literally removes the smell and just doesn't cover it up. So a house that smells like a candle store is also suspicious. So you just want to keep it very clean, but buyers are very turned off by pet smells. All right, closets, basement, garages. This is where sellers always freak out the most. They're like, I cleaned out my closets. Great. Don't focus on that first. Okay, so we may take a picture of a garage if it looks like a NASCAR garage, and buyers may peep into a closet, so it should be organized. But don't start cleaning out the closets. Don't start getting ready to sell your house by cleaning out the drawers. All right, you want to make them tidy, but that's where you can put your boxes of things from your family room and your bedroom and your foyer. Stack those neatly in your garage and your basement. Okay, I don't need to have picture perfect closets, but ironically, it seems that's where every seller starts when they're thinking about selling. So here's your whole house checklist. Now listen, this is editing. My stager comes in and works the magic. She brings in the decor items, the greenery, the towels with the ribbons. That's a different level, but I'm talking about if you're trying to get your house ready, this is your list. Check for dust. Look up in the corners to look for spider webs. Okay, make sure all the light bulbs are on and they're working and they match. Because if one is yellow, a soft white, and one is hospital grade blue, they're gonna notice the difference. So turn on all the lights, walk through your house, make sure every lamp is on when you have showings. Your house should be seen from space when you're trying to sell it. A bright home feels happier and cleaner and more expensive. So that's it. It's not so much staging as it is editing. And I pay for staging for all my listings. And she works her magic. She can take a blank room and make it look beautiful. But sometimes you don't have that option. So if you're selling your house, you want to clean up and pre-pack as much as possible. And if you're thinking about selling in the Chicago suburbs and you want a staging consultation or a personalized prep list, I have it, and I have it all ready to go for you. I'm Jamie Hering with the Hering Homes team of Coldwell Banker Realty, and I'll see you in the next video.